Hey y'all, and welcome back to another fan mini episode of Catch That, where we get to know our friends through their favorite R&B songs. I am naturally Elise, and that's my bro,
JR.
and we are the R&B Representers. And today we are welcoming back the good brother Easton Major. Hello.
Greetings, how you doing, both? It's good to be here, man. Nothing but love from the UK as always. How are you?
I'm doing great. R&B reps are great.
You guys are
Yeah.
killing it, man. Congratulations, as always, man. Loving what you're doing, man, too.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, and
Yeah.
we appreciate you. And how about, I'm just going to jump right into it. How about you tell us what song you picked for us to talk about today, and if you remember the first time hearing it?
Yeah, so the song I picked for today was Joe. All the things your man won't do. Decided to run with that one today. First time I heard it, because it was on the soundtrack first. I think it was Don't Be a Menace soundtrack. Yeah, so I heard it on that. And then it was like, yeah, the song's okay. Sometimes you hear a song for the first time or you just hear it. It's not really, it don't hit you or blow you over. But the thing was, um, my missus, my wife, is a huge fan of the song. So she loved the song. Right now, obviously, thinking about it now, maybe, thinking about the content and everything. It's actually laughable now. But anyway, she loved the song and big Joe fan. And so I thought, yeah, actually, the song's all right, man. And then I was one time, it was also on another compilation album, Pure Swing. Do you remember that? It was on, you remember
Wow.
it was classic
Yes.
tape. I think it was, might have even been Pure Swing 4. I don't know, but it was on one of them Pure Swings. And I was with
Yes.
my sister somewhere, you know what I mean? And there's my sister somewhere in the car going somewhere. Then it came on again. And then, wifey went away. She went away, on holiday or do something. Um, and the song came on, and I was thinking, you know what, this song's actually really nice, man. I thought it's just the sentiment of everything. But I started paying a bit more attention to the song, man, and I started listening to the words and everything, and then the video, and I just thought, man, this song's actually. So it was, for me, it was a grow. It didn't like hit me straight away, but it grew on me, and I'd probably say if I had to list like some of my favorite R&B songs of all time, that would have to be listed. It would be one of the first that came to mind. So yeah, and then obviously bought the Joe album, and that's still one of my favorite R&B albums as well. Um, don't get mentioned enough. Don't get enough props or praise, in my opinion, or him as an artist. But yeah, man, love the song to this day. Still love it. So many little intricate things about it that we can get into. But yeah, I love the song definitely.
Yeah, and this was Joe's first like crossover hit.
Hmm. Yeah,
It went to number 11,
yeah.
and it was, of course, number one over here. And of that
Hmm.
year, it was the number two song, R&B song of that year,
Okay,
of the
Wow.
year. Yeah.
Oh
that's big.
shit.
That's big. Because he
I,
was
I
he
don't
was
know what
kind of,
number one was. Hey, look,
what was
but
that, 96, 97,
96. It
96, isn't
probably
it?
is How
Yeah.
Do You Want It? Probably How Do You Want It with
Right. Yeah.
Tupac
There you
and
go. Hmm.
Casey and JoJo.
Hmm.
okay.
Because they
Yeah,
put a
that would make
lot of
sense.
money behind that record. But
Yeah.
you know this song because you talked about it came from Don't Be a Menace. That's all I could think about when I first heard the song.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
always think about that funny sex scene that they had in Don't
Of
Be a
course.
Menace. And I
Of
always
courg
think about when the part where she put the hot dog, he put the hot dog, and she was like,
Oh,
that's the baby's food. Like,
yeah.
and then the
Hilarious.
cheese, and it was just funny,
Too
but
much,
I'm
man.
laughing at it. But I'm also, being a music head, I'm thinking about who is this in the background? Like, I know this voice from somewhere.
Mm.
And I've been a fan of Joe since he first came out. But again,
Okay.
like Elise said, this was his first breakthrough because before that, he couldn't really get through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
was kind of hard with that first album, even though Baby Don't Stop needs to be a single. That's why I'm so mad. They had I'm in
Mm.
Love and All or Nothing and all that. That's cool. But I said Baby Don't Stop should have been a single because Dave Hall did it and he was hot. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Everybody was on
True.
Dave Hall during that time. So that would have been a end. But Then he did, he was down with the Black Unlimited, Black United, right? Yeah, and he did
Yeah,
You
he
Will
killed
Know.
that. He killed that.
And he killed
Yeah.
it just with the ad
Mm.
libs alone. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
all he did. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? So he had
Yeah.
a voice that you remember. So I kept thinking, I know this voice. I know this voice. So me waiting for the end, I'm like, I need to see these credits. Who the hell is this?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
then I saw it was Joe. I was like, oh, Joe. Oh,
Yeah,
that's my guy.
yeah,
Like, I know him. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So then after that, it was just like, yo, I love the song. But being on Apartment 5B, they are some haters because they don't like it. Kill eats this song up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, he goes in on
Everyone
this
does.
record every
Everyone does.
time. He be like, yo, he is the biggest hater. He like,
Yeah,
how,
yeah.
like, I'll be like sitting there, and at first I'm thinking, all right, maybe somebody else will rock with me, but all of them go in on this record. They be
Yeah.
like, his hating ass Joe, taking
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
girl, all this
Backing.
kind of stuff, talking about all the things your man won't do. I'm like, well, why are you being mad? At the end of the day, if
Yeah.
you were doing right, you wouldn't have to worry about it. Right?
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There
Like
you
you wouldn't
go.
have to worry about it, but Kill like, no, fuck him. He whack. Like he go in on that record, but he likes Joe, but he don't
Yeah.
like this record. Like they go in so hard on this song. I'll be like,
Yeah.
screw y'all.
So
Like you
many
said,
people
it's a
do.
great song.
Yeah, so many people do, because I mean, when you think about it, it is, people laugh and say it's like the biggest Dirty Mackin song you can hear and things like that.
That's what they
And I
call
get
it,
it.
Dirty Mac.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I get it, but I think it's, I mentioned the same thing when I was on with you guys last time, that it's more than just the words, it's how it feels, man, and the melody. Like even from the intro, like I think it was so creatively done. I mean, I know it's been done before and been done since, but even on an album,
Right.
if it being the first song and it's starting so low and then building up in volume, do you know what I mean? It gives you like it. You know what I mean? It's like it's introducing you to it. You're feeling it, man. And just musically, like even take away the words or what he's doing or saying, just musically, I think it's brilliantly done. His vocals on it, the melodies, the whole everything, man. I think it's a top tier R&B song, man. I love it. Really do. Definitely become a favorite.
This is one of the songs where I don't even want to sing the leads because the backgrounds are so good.
Yeah.
Like Joe had, because I'm saying when I'm singing a song, I would want to do the leads. I want to be the lead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I try to take it from Elise, and Elise be like, "Can I do it for once, please?" But but I like the background, so I love it because his backgrounds are so airy, and he has that sound. Because listen to "Softest Place on Earth" by Escape. It's the same type of airy background and Joe has that. You know what I mean? And that is just. And then Joe is just a flat foot singing dude. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like once he get into, because like you said, it's the build up. You know what I mean? It's the piano in the beginning or the guitar. Well, I know Elise knows about the guitar because that's what she loves. But it's like he builds it up, but once he gets to that second verse, he goes to church. It's church time. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, no, Joe, then I ain't gonna sing along with you. I'll do background because I'm not making myself look like no damn fool trying to sing lead with Joe. Like, nah, like, and we said this on the other episode that we had with Rel. It was like he sings so perfect. Like he's a perfect dude, like a perfect singer. Like he could do nothing wrong. Like the ad-libs be right, the vocal, everything be right. So I'm a fan of this record. You know what I'm saying? But the background is the joint that gets me on this joint for real. Because it's so it gets you.
La 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 la.
I was thinking that the whole time you were speaking, I was thinking about that bit right there. It just builds it, brings it into the bridge and the hook. You know what though? You know what you're saying about him going to church in the second chorus and things, that second verse, sorry. I fully agree with you. But you know what? Maybe I'm just a weird guy. But I actually prefer the first verse where he's singing just sort of more, I don't know what word to use, softer, I guess. Obviously, he takes it in
very
subtle. Enjoyable, but I feel it's more melodic on that first verse. You know what I mean? You feel the melody, you feel the singing more. But even in that though, the way he took it up there with the second verse and that. I love it, man. Brilliant song.
I agree with that though. The first verse, because I think it was something completely different than what he was used to doing. You know what I mean? Joe always came in hard. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like
Yeah,
that's why they just let him do the ad libs on "You Will Know," like
mm,
because they know he's that church guy. You know what I mean? So he's
yeah.
coming into this, and it's so smooth. That first verse is
Mm,
so smooth.
exactly.
And then Joe was like, "Now it's time to be me. Now I'm gonna be me and just
Yeah.
like
My
go
time.
in." You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm about to
100.
take it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So true. Yeah.
And like,
Totally.
so of course it was on the soundtrack, but it ended up being on the All That I Am album.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And I just wonder if he took notes from himself or all the things, because All That I Am, he's giving you a little bit softer. It's not like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
album ride, like he rides
Yes.
on that album.
Mm,
Yes.
It's a very sweet album, so it's a little
yeah.
bit of a
Yeah. True.
so
Yeah. I love the
It's
album, man. It definitely don't get mentioned enough.
he
Brilliant
doesn't,
album.
yo. Like it's
such a great album.
it is,
Every track.
and for and you know everybody seems to, if you don't know music like we all do right now, everybody
Hmm.
act like this is Joe's first single. You know how
Yeah.
like they do that with Michael with be like Off the Walls his
Yeah.
first album. You be like, no, it's
Nah.
not.
There's
Like,
like
no.
a few
Joe
before
has
that.
had
Yeah.
an album out before this, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And it has some R&B, it has R&B hits on it. It just didn't
yeah.
cross over. That's why I'm glad
Exactly.
Elise said this was his breakout, like the crossover success. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And then to
Yeah.
add it on to All That I Am, and then he do Don't Be a Player. Then he do the joint with Big Pun, which puts him
Yeah.
even more further. Like
It
it
was
was
his
like
time.
it was yes, if the timing was right. And I think I was watching an interview with somebody, I forgot who it was, and they said it's the music could be there, everything could be there, but if the timing is not right, it's
So
not
true.
going to hit like you want to. And it was like Joe's timing was right. It was just like this song, then
Hmm.
Love Scene, then the album comes out, then Don't Be a Player, then he does the
Hmm.
remix with Big Pun, which was a big record, and
Yeah.
then now mainstream knows him. We had already knew him, but now
Yeah.
mainstream knows him, and then he comes out with My Name Is Joe, which blew
Yeah.
him out of here. You know what I
So,
mean? But
yeah.
all the things is kind of like his breakout record. But it's also a nasty ass record too. Like that
No doubt.
breakdown when he
Definitely.
said, "Yo," like I used to laugh at this part when he said, "I won't stop until you hear your mama scream." Like what?
Yeah.
Wait, say what? Like
For real.
what? Like for real?
Bringing our mother
At
into it,
first,
boy.
as a kid, I'm singing these words and I'm like,
Yeah.
no. But then I get older and I said, wait a minute, I don't want to hear her mama
I mean,
screaming. Like no,
I mean,
like,
he did say show him to the subway, he'll go down. So I
Right.
mean,
There you go. There you
right,
go. He was on it on that
right,
song, bro. He was on
yeah,
it.
like it's just like, but he's singing like hard on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's what was able to kind of take away from the nastiness. Because somebody else
Definitely.
said this too. When Tony, your girl, was doing You Making Me High, and she said the part where she it's like the bridge. And she was like, I don't know if it's gonna make it, but it just bypassed people. They didn't catch it.
Mm,
But when you listen to it now, you're like, oh, Tony doing a little bit of
yeah.
beat. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But she said the part passed, but people didn't get it. But with Joe, it's just like he's singing for his
Yeah.
dear life on these lyrics. Like you said, go to the subway, we all go down. As a
Mm,
kid, I'm like, oh, okay. But I won't stop to your mama scream, but I didn't get that part where you
yeah.
go to the
Exactly.
subway, we
Yeah.
all go down. Now I'll be like, Joe, you
Mm,
okay?
yeah. He's classy with it, though, isn't it? I think it's because you think about. Well, I won't even mention his name, but let's say the Pied Piper. You think about different people, and even Wayne Marshall. Remember Wayne Marshall? And different people, like when they come out with certain things, I think there's a talk what you're talking. That's cool, but I think there's a way
Right.
you do it. Do you know what I mean? So I think Joe was
Yeah,
really smooth with it, man. Where
he
it
was.
wasn't, it didn't feel like he was just trying to be nasty. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like he
Yeah,
sang it, he
yeah.
meant it. Even with like SWV's Downtown and different songs. For me, I never listened to it and was thinking that. Do you know what I mean? It's just a nicely sung song. But then even I don't know how it's when 12 Play dropped. I can't remember, but that you got all the messages straight away. Do you know what I mean? Because I
Right.
think there's a way that you can do things as well. Because not all adults, you know what I mean? If you're singing about that, it's cool. It's you know what I mean? It's part of life, isn't it?
Right.
But I think it's how you do it, man. And Joe done it smooth, man. He done it
Yeah.
like you said.
Elise
He's a
said that
smooth guy.
too. Like, she said that too before. Like, in the 90s, people want to act like we didn't have no nasty ass songs, but we
Right,
did. Like, you know what I mean?
exactly.
But like you just said, Joe was able to kind of finesse it and do it in a way that was still presentable to your audience.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
And it was it's some mystery still there, even though
Mm-hmm.
but there's some mystery there. Now they leave nothing to be desired
This
at
this
all.
is it.
Well,
This is it.
well, and with my thing, you don't even have to do it subtle. I just needed to be musicality and you can sing, or if in the case
Right,
of
Right.
right.
with the rappers, you can say some wild shit. I don't care, but
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be some talent and confidence behind it. Like
Right. Not
Right.
the shot.
if it's
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and that's the difference. I'm gonna jump on my old lady soapbox. That's a yeah. So I'm in hip hop with the women.
Mhm.
Yeah, we had Foxy and Kim and them, but they could
Mm-hmm.
rap though. So
Right,
it was
right.
so it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
At least there was a
True.
talent. There was some lyricism behind it,
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
and I think that's why a lot of girls today. I have no problem that they're being explicit. I've been listening to that shit since
There you go.
since Lil Kim dropped, since hardcore dropped. Okay,
Right,
Mhm.
on
right.
that. I can rap every song word for word, and they
Oh,
can
Right.
and I know that for a fact because she's done it here.
Mm.
But go ahead.
There you go. There you
like.
go.
But it's that talent behind it. I mean, even with some of the singers, it might be raunchy. I don't so much care about the raunchy part. Just be able to sing or construct a song. That's my thing.
Right.
Like, have
Agreed.
some sort of creativity, even if it's not in the lyrics. Have some creativity. The fact that you can sing or you can rap
Mm-hmm.
or what have you.
Agreed.
With
Yeah,
Joe,
fully
he
agree.
was good on that too. Speaking of, thinking of this being, like I said, Escape, softest place on earth. He wrote this record. You know what I
There you
mean?
go.
Like, it's just, but again, the girls are singing well on it. I gave you your love, Escape.
Yeah. So
But,
that's not all you're thinking.
yeah, so
Mm.
you know what they're talking about lyrically, but it sounds good.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? The talent is there, the harmonies are there, this is there, but at the end of the day, it's that
exactly.
type of record. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
again, Joe, your pin game with the nasty joints. Let me find out, son. That's what I'm saying. So
Real talk.
you know what I mean? So I agree with that, sis. I totally agree with that. It's like the
Mm.
talent has to be
So,
there, and I think that's what we're losing now. The focus is let's just be explicit and nothing to it. And it's like, oh,
yeah,
we just gonna throw out this song, whatever, whatever. You listen to it, you was like, there's no musicality there. What is this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
what
exactly
is
what it is.
this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like it.
Mm.
Another comparison in rap is like, shoot, I've been listening to cocaine rap my whole life by people that could actually rap. Yeah, they was talking about bullshit and killing people and getting high and getting other people high and all manner of nonsense. But
Yes.
they were able to put it together in a way and had the talent to be
Mm-hmm.
able to do that to where, yeah, I'm still singing all that shit too, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Very true. And the production, everything. So, like you said, musically, and there's replay value because we know it's like we can say I want to listen to conscious hip hop or whatever all day long, but listen, if the replay value isn't there, I'm not just going to go back to it because it's conscious. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes there
That
has to
part.
be that element of, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like, I love 50 Cent. And is he conscious? No, like he's probably one of the most ignorant MCs out there, but he knows how to make music that has replay value. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So whereas a lot of the like maybe explicit R&B, um, like you said, if it's not got that replay value or the musicality side of thing, or the just it feeling good, like all the things feels good, like from the moment it starts. It's almost like I know they're two completely different artists, and the song is completely different. But you know, like Jagged Edge, Gotta Be their first single.
Mm-hmm.
That always gives me that same feeling just when the intro comes in. You know, when you hear a song and it's just like the intro melody alone, it's
Yes.
like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, you immediately want to turn it up. You know what I mean? You think
Mm-hmm.
about things like Janet Jackson, Anytime, Any Place. You think about Silk, Meeting in My Bedroom. You think about these kind of, you know what I mean? Like you said, Softest Place on Earth. These are grown songs, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Mature music, but they're done. Wow, they're done like music. You know what I mean? They're not just like shock like, and I just want to be nice for the focus.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah, and Joe's got that. Definitely.
You know what's so crazy too? I have never like I try to find performances of this song like he did if he ever did it back in '96. I can't find any. Like at all. Like I'm like, did he ever perform the song live? Like,
that's
did
true,
y'all
you
ever
know?
see any performances of him doing it live? Because the only performance that I can think of that was all the way back was when he did it on Planet Groove. And that was in like 98. You know, because they used to give Planet Groove, when your album came out, they gave you the whole hour. You know what I mean? And he did it, but I've never seen him like no 96 performances. I'm like, did he ever perform the song live? And damn, if he didn't, and for it to be as big as it was like no support behind it. But I wanted to know if y'all ever heard of him doing a performance in '96.
That's a good point, actually. To be honest, I only saw him live for the first time, maybe, what we in now? It might have been 5 or 6 years ago, man, over here. Yeah, we saw him live for the first time, and obviously he performed it. But other than that, I have watched live performances of Joe. It's funny that you said that because I don't remember. You know what I always hear him do live most of the time is All That I Am or Love Scene. They're the ones I hear him do live. Yeah, but not. Yeah, I can't recall all the things live. That's interesting, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a massive.
And I wonder if it's starting on the soundtrack. I don't remember too many people performing stuff from a soundtrack like in the moment that they had in somebody's soundtrack. But I don't, I don't know. You define the live performances, dude. So
right, and I've been trying to find it, and I'm like, did he ever perform it in '96? Like, you know what I mean? Because I know, like, he did stuff at the Apollo, but they got that in '93. I'm like, okay, cool. But I'm like, this was such a big record. I would have thought he would have maybe been on a talk show like a Ricky Lake or something. You know what I'm saying? Like doing something, but for it being so big, I'm like, why can't we find any performances from it? And like you said, since it was the second biggest song of 1996, like that's huge. So to not find any live performances is a little weird because I'm like, this is a big record. And I know once the label realized how big it was, y'all gonna want to support it. So I'm like, where is this at? But of course, he ain't got no choice to do it when he do it live now. And I've never seen Joe live. So I envy you, Easton. I envy you because I've never seen him.
Good show. I haven't either. It was him and Ashanti. Him and Ashanti was over here. It was like a joint show. We went for Joe, but yeah, I mean Ashanti was good as well, but yeah, we went for Joe. He was last, and yeah, it was a good show. He can sing, man. Still, obviously, we know that, but I mean, still can really sing. You know what I was thinking as well? Because I'm trying to obviously put myself back in that time, but you know the video? I don't remember seeing clips of the film in the video. Do you? You know, like when a song's on a soundtrack and they usually show bits of the film. So I'm wondering, was the song even? Maybe the song weren't originally meant to even be on the soundtrack. I don't know. Like, maybe I'll watch it after the show, funny enough, and see. I might be confused.
Soundtrack a full year and some change before the album.
Right.
It was, yeah. Of course, actually, now you say it was 96. The album was like 97.
I should have watched it before we got on, but I think I remember the clips being in the video.
Oh, really?
But I didn't look at it. I should have looked at it before.
I'm trying to remember.
They probably got Homegirl in there, the Homegirl that was in Don't Be a Menace. So they like.
Because in that movie, they played it during that crazy, weird sex scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I laugh every time I think about this song now, because I'm like, every time I think about that. It's such a great song, but it takes me back there. I'll be like, y'all had to give this song out of all for that scene. Like, I know. What?
So silly.
Yes, it was silly, like burning cheese. Like, come on,
like,
like really, like out of that, like I'm like, come on, like, but I mean,
Yeah,
come on, don't drink your juice in the hood. I mean, it was a whole parody movie anyway.
it was. It
So
was. Yeah, it was so silly but funny, man. Yeah,
That
definitely.
soundtrack, I liked most of that soundtrack because it had some fire hip hop. Because it had like Winter Wars was on it. Um,
Yeah, Capadonna. Yeah.
with Ghostface and
Mm,
Cap Don all them.
mm.
Uh,
Yeah, it did. I forgot about that actually.
and it had some other cuts on it.
but
Mm.
my joint
Yeah, it
on
was a
there
good one.
is the one from what's her name? Mona Lisa and Mr. Cheeks. Can't be
Yeah,
wasting my time. That
Wasting
was
my
my
yeah,
time.
joint.
man.
That
I haven't
yeah,
spun
that
that
was
for
on there.
ages.
And
Mm.
Renee was on there. Renee was on there.
Lost Boys, yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's all I remember.
Mm.
Yeah,
I haven't listened to that for ages, that soundtrack.
yeah. Oh my God, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
I just
well,
skimmed through the video. No, it didn't have clips in. I don't know. I feel like it was another. I feel like it was more
it
than one
might have been.
video.
It might have been
It
two
might have been,
videos.
yeah,
This might be a video they brought out when the album, but my brain is fuzzy on it. I can't, but I seem to remember
right.
that, but maybe not though.
It might have been to this because I mean, at the end of the day, it's off the sound. So I think they might have the film version and then
And
had
then put it,
once the album
yeah,
was, now the film was done. Now let's focus on Joe and not the movie. Let's just put
right.
the which and I mean at the end of the day that Sean's girl in the movie is his love interest in the video. So it's like you still got a reminder of
You know
Don't Be
what?
a
I
Menace.
didn't even. Do you know? I'm only just seeing the connection. I never even reckon. I know this is mad to say, but I never even recognized her.
Yeah.
Oh, she's the girl, isn't she?
Yeah, she's the girl like they're in the restaurant. Yeah. So it's
I've
like
seen
they
that.
probably like if they didn't do one, they probably like, well, she's in it. So from her from
That's
there. So it's like,
crazy. I can't
what we
believe I
need
never
to
saw
put
that before.
flashbacks of the movie for?
That's crazy. Do you know how much times I've
They
seen
got
that video and I've never realized that it's the same girl? Like I don't know how I
yeah,
didn't.
it's her. It's
Wow, that's mad. Yeah.
Okay,
uh,
maybe
they gotta
maybe
have
that's how
something.
they incorporated it. I don't know.
Mm.
They
But like
got
you
to
said, it
have
was out for
something.
ages before the album as well, wasn't it? Like the single
Yeah,
was
because
out
that
in
was in '95, and his album ain't come out to the fall of
'97, wasn't it?
'97, right?
Mm. Yeah,
Mhm.
'97.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah,
they had to actually run this joint for real to give it time. That's
definitely.
why I would have thought he was gonna perform it, but
Yeah,
because
Mm.
Joe old swag thing.
yeah, and that album it was certified gold in less than a year,
Okay. Mm.
Oh, great! Whoa,
just off
okay.
the strength of it being on the like the actual single,
That's
like
all.
just
Mm. Yeah, but he was
Mm-hmm.
smashing it though, because I mean, obviously he done all the things. 90 was it 95, 96, and then obviously he done I think it was Don't Be a Player, Don't Want to Be a Player, sorry.
Right.
That blew up. Good Girls blew up, Love Scene blew up. So he was like on a roll with that album for a while. Then obviously, like you said, I think the following year he done the Pun remix. So yeah, so it was a strong time for him, and it was a strong album. I think there was only one song on the album that I didn't really like much, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It's gone for me now.
Uh, mm,
Might have been, was it Sanctified? Is there a song on there? There's a song on there called
oh,
Sanctified Girl.
sacrifice girl. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Can't fight this feeling.
that's it. And even that, I don't hate it. It's just my least favorite. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you should just let that album run, start to finish, man. It's a solid album, man.
Like
Solid album.
the first five joints, he hitting you hard. Like
Yeah,
he
man.
started off with all the things a man won't do. Then he goes to Love Scene, Don't Be a Player, Good Girl. Like
Yeah.
how soon? Like
How
that first
soon? I love
five.
that.
Oh my God, we played that on our radio show.
Yeah, love How Soon.
Yes, yes,
Mm,
that is a song. You know what I mean? So it's
yeah,
just
man.
yeah. I'm just glad that Joe finally hit. And he had a lot of behind the scenes stuff he was doing because he was writing for everybody. So he was getting his weight up with that because he had SWV Use
Yeah.
Your Heart. So that's, what I'm
Hmm.
saying? He getting, people starting to kind of know him, even though he was out, but people are knowing him for his songwriting and
Yeah.
producing and this and that. And then this comes and it's like, boom, he
Yeah.
get the hit that he
Mm,
need. And once that happened, he took up. And I agree with you. I don't like that a lot of people don't talk about Joe because
Yeah,
he has been consistent for
exactly.
real. Like he has
Hmm.
not left. Like he's been R&B to the core. You know what I mean? Like for
Right.
real. And he's literally one of the best male singers who come out of the 90s. Like
I
for
agree.
real.
I
That
agree.
dude
I agree.
sings. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And I just feel like he deserves a lot more than what he gives in this R&B game than what he gets. And that's
Hmm.
why I was so glad you picked this record because we could finally go in about Joe and what his impact
Mm.
is. You know what I mean? Like, shoot, they need to get him for tributes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Agreed. Agreed.
if you know what I mean? Like when it's time to tribute somebody, they could have got him. Like
But
this
he's
dude
never
will
on
kill
anything.
a record, but they
Yeah,
never would
you
pick
never see
him.
him.
They never, like ever.
Mm.
I'm like, damn, but he did have his moment with the I Am Joe album though, because he had the stutter and he had all that.
Yeah,
That was his crossover big success. I want to know
yeah,
and all that, but you got to
And who
start with all the things.
and who would
100.
have ever thought that artists that make music like Joe made will find a way to bridge it into hip hop? It's like he knew this climate because what he, on Stutter, he
Yeah,
had the remix with Mystical and,
mystical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the Don't Want to Be a Player thing. Like, it's like
Hmm.
he had his finger in his plate. He's like, I know how I can
Very
really
true.
get in there. Or, like, if this song kind of hit, if I get a hip hop remix to it, it can have another life.
yeah,
Yeah, very
yeah,
true. And
yeah.
that's
He
what he
did that with
performed.
50, you know.
Yeah,
Hmm.
when we went to the concert, that's what he performed. When he done "Don't Want to Be a Player," he never done his version. He done the pun version live.
Shoot,
Mm.
people
That's what he
don't even
performed.
remember that it was his, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then Pun
exactly.
did it and
Yeah.
put him on it, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it's like a lot of people don't know that. And it's just
Yeah.
crazy. But like you said, too, sis, with him being on the thing of hip hop, he did that with G Unit. He got on I Want to Get
Yeah.
to Know You. Then he
Couple of
did
songs.
The
Yeah.
Ride With You on his joint, which Ride With
Hmm.
You was a banger too.
Yeah,
Jesus. But you know what I mean?
definitely.
So it was like, he was able to kind of mesh
So
the two
true.
together and keep his pulse on
Mm.
it. You know what I mean? And still
Yeah.
remain consistent. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yo,
They had Nas as
all the
well. Done
way,
something with Nas. Mm.
And the
yes,
hip hop collabs won't corny because y'all know I don't really. I just can't stand for it to be a song, the rapper just jump on it and it don't make sense. It
For
don't
the sake of it.
make
Yeah.
sense with the song or whatever. And
Mm.
he did it in a way that was cohesive and it wasn't corny at all. They were bangers.
Yes. Yeah, agreed.
yes,
They were they
Agreed.
yes,
were, they were songs that we played in the club.
Hmm. Definitely, man.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
Now,
Even had a couple of songs where he used like hip hop instrumentals, isn't it? Like he used the Nas, You're the Man. Yeah, that.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He was on the Nas, and well, I think was it his song, Mariah Carey song, with the Nas on it as well.
yeah. It
Um,
was. Thank God I Found You. It was theirs, but then he did the remix with, Nas jumped on
that's
the
right.
remix. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah. So no,
Mm.
definitely, that's a good point. Actually, yeah. He doesn't. He would not come across as your like when Jodeci hooked up with Tupac. It was no surprise, man. It was almost like it was just a perfect fit. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
But,
right.
yeah, he don't come across as the kind of R&B guy to really be in like stepping foot in the hip hop world. But yeah, it was done brilliantly, man. Definitely, good point.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now y'all got me thinking about the part on Def Comedy Jam. Y'all know the 25th anniversary, what you call it, through hit Dave Chappelle threw Joe the mic and said, just start singing about pussy. And
Oh yeah,
everybody lost it.
remember that. I didn't see that
Everybody
till way
lost
after,
it.
but yeah.
And
But it was like,
that just goes to show you,
oh
like,
my days.
and everybody in that moment knew who Joe was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he just, dude, so that just goes to show you he do have impact, but I just wish it was more. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like that
yeah,
part was
yeah,
so funny. He just threw him the mic, and Joe was like, "Stop!" Like you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
that was funny. That was
I remember
hilarious,
that. I
man.
remember that.
That made me think about that. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
was reading recently, actually. I think there was some issues with some politics. He was saying that he was kind of blackballed by R. Kelly's people. Um,
I heard that.
shortly. Yeah, so I think he was saying
I
that
heard that.
there was that was a lot to do with why he wasn't getting a lot of airplay at times. I'm not sure what
I
point
can
it
agree
was.
to that. They were on the same
Yeah,
label.
yeah, yeah,
That's
exactly.
exactly what that was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That guy was making more money. Joe wasn't making as much, and that guy was all over the place. And Joe was
yeah,
this new guy, and he working with everybody, but he still don't got what that dude had. So of
yeah.
course they putting all that behind him, and he probably went to them as like, because my favorite did that shit too. She was like,
Mm.
if you mess around and put more money into them, I'm gonna leave the label. He might have said that and end up messing up Joe's stuff. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
that
what he
just
was saying.
shows right there that
Yeah.
you
I'm
was
sure that,
nervous.
yeah.
Mm.
And I'm
True.
sure that happened to a lot of people that we're like, why didn't this person
Yeah,
blow? Like, their song was just as
yeah,
good as the next one, but it didn't get the push, so people didn't hear it. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, but
exactly.
with the right put, it's some songs you hear, you be like, no, that was supposed to be a hit.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
what happened? Like,
Yes.
you
Hmm.
know,
Agreed. Agreed.
and
Agreed.
and
Yes.
yeah, and a lot of it, it I dare to say most of it is because of politics of
Yeah,
why the people that
Yeah.
we're like, why didn't so get their shine? Or why this album ain't do nothing?
yeah.
The
True.
politics
Politics,
behind it.
money, jealous,
Yeah.
jealousy, all
Insecurity of
kind of
art.
stuff.
Yeah, it makes
That
sense.
part.
Yeah, because I
That
wasn't sure
part.
whatever it was, but now that you said that, yeah, it probably would have been after the I'm in Love album, because that would have been around R. Kelly's time when he was really blowing up with like 93 in it. Because 12 Play was 93 and was I'm in Love, that was 93
Everything.
as
He
well.
came
Yeah,
out with everything in '93. So yeah. So
probably around the
that
time.
so we kind of knew who they were gonna push. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that's why I was so glad when '97 came and All That I
exactly.
Am came out. He was able to kind of get that love,
Yeah,
and then My Name Is Joe. It was like boom. It was
yeah,
like the commercial success that he deserved. Like he's deserving. It was like, dude, work hard for that moment. You know what I mean? And he
agreed.
finally
Yeah, man.
got it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And even though I ain't got to hear I Want to Know anymore because they played it out. But I was happy. I was
Yeah,
happy for it. I was like, this is his moment. Let him have it. You know what I mean? It's a moment.
yeah,
He's getting played on pop radio. He's getting played on R&B, adult contemporary. Like, let him get that
yeah,
love. So I was like, he deserved it. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah.
definitely.
It was all right.
Yeah, brilliant artist, man. Brilliant artist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of love for Joe, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I was one more thing. It
Yeah,
was nice that he got all the things because the last single that he had out was All or Nothing, and that was 94.
exactly. Yeah,
Oh
exactly. So it's
yeah,
a good couple of
yeah.
years we haven't heard from him.
Yeah, he needed that. He
Yeah,
needed that. He needed
yeah.
that single for real.
That
Yeah,
was probably the period with the blackballing. It was probably in between that.
probably. Yep,
Yeah.
that's
So yeah,
Where
exactly
he
what it
had to
was.
go and get a song on a soundtrack to have something out because the album still didn't come out to the next year.
very
Right,
true.
right.
Very true.
That's why
So
he
they
was like,
probably saw the success of that. Yeah.
I'm gonna put my pen to other people and start doing that. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? To get my
Yeah.
networking in there. You know what I mean? And
And that's when
Yeah.
soundtracks were viable. So that was a way to get your music heard.
that
Because
part,
I think about that. I think about like Nutty Professor
Yeah.
soundtrack. I think about
yep, that got
oh,
Jay who he is now.
what's that
Mm.
movie?
Mhm.
It was some stuff off of the Sprung soundtrack,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Media
Um,
Man, like all that stuff. Like those
very
early
true.
movies, like they were like cult black cult classics, but they were you know, a
Yeah.
lift-off point for a lot of songs. We got to hear a
It's
lot
Right.
true.
of
Soundtracks
people
meant
that didn't
something
have
back
albums
then.
out yet or were in
Yeah.
between albums. Yeah.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
you're
No,
right,
it's true.
Easton.
Yeah.
Soundtracks
Soundtracks
meant
were.
something.
Yeah. Now I don't. I can't say we don't get them, but obviously we do. But I mean, I can't really think of soundtracks that get really big pushes now. The last probably
Mm-hmm.
big push I think of is maybe the Black Panther one, and that's probably because it was like a lot of Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar. So
Right.
obviously they're money machines for like a lot of organizations now. But yeah, I just feel like soundtracks before Whereas important to us as albums were. You know, you think of the Jason's Lyric soundtrack, Above the Rim soundtrack, Juice, Menace to Society. These albums, like these soundtracks, we put the same
Yes.
value on them as we did as an artist album. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's true. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, that's probably what he had to do to get that. And then obviously with the popularity of that, the album followed after that. But yeah,
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
mm,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
Easton,
man.
thank you for hanging out with us.
This was dope.
Anytime.
This
Thank
was
you.
dope.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for picking a Joe song. That's
Yes.
we loved we big Joe heads around here.
Yeah,
Yeah, same,
listen.
man. Same.
That's why I was hyped when he picked it.
You could have
I was
picked any
like,
song. It could have been one that I don't even really like, and I still would have been fine because we talking about Joe.
Yeah, agreed. No, it's good. Yeah, never hear him mentioned, man. And that song, to be honest, like you said, I could have probably picked any song off that album, but I think that song, All the Things, is probably more sentimental and nostalgic for me. But yeah, that
right.
album, we can talk about that all day long, man. Like, brilliant album, brilliant.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yes.
no, thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And how about you tell folks how they can find you or, see what you up to?
Yeah, so I'm on the only social media platform I use is Twitter, and that's Easton Major at Easton Major on Twitter. I've also got a hip hop podcast with Slack. That podcast is called My Type of Hype, and you can find that on Twitter, My Type of Hype, Instagram, My Type of Hype, Spotify, My Type of Hype, and also on YouTube, My Type of Hype.
Dope,
So yeah,
y'all.
hit up that.
Please.
Mm.
Dope.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. We're having fun with
Mhm.
that. So it's fairly a new thing, but we're just talking hip hop and we just love music, man. And on my personal page, I talk about a lot of hip hop as well. But I also like to dedicate a lot of focus on R&B as well because I'm a big
Yeah.
R&B fan as well. So yeah, man. It was a joy to come and talk about this, man, as always. But yeah, that's where you can hit me up, man. Thank you.
Yeah. And we thank everybody who tunes in, especially the folks that hang out in the live chat when we had the premieres of our shows every Sunday. And we just thank you for your support. We are, we're a big family here. Bring us some more cousins by subscribing, liking, sharing, get the word out so we can
Yeah.
have more people checking us out and just honor R&B and, you know, give it the love that it deserves. So we will catch y'all on the next Catch That. Hey y'all, and welcome back to another fan mini episode of Catch That, where we get to know our friends through their favorite R&B songs. I am Naturally Elise, and that's my brother,
JR.
and we are the R&B Representers. Today we are welcoming Ed. Hey.
What's up, y'all? I am so excited to be here with the crew. I've been a big fan of the Representers for a minute. My homie JR over on Twitter.
Yes.
Good to meet you as well, at least. I am very excited because we're going to be talking about my girl today.
Yes.
Yes. And before we get to talking about your girl, how about you tell us about your boy, you? Tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
yourself and as much or as little as you like to share with us.
I'll just share a little bit of something. So my name is Edward Bowser. Again, I am a massive, if you can't tell from the stuff behind me, fan of what we all love, hip hop and R&B. Originally from Portsmouth, Virginia. Shout out Missy Elliott and my Virginia crew. But I'm now currently in Birmingham, Alabama, and I am the founder of soulandstereo.com, where you can go online. If you like what we about to talk about here today, that's where you need to be. We talk hip hop, we talk R&B, we got album reviews, we got album rankings. We're on YouTube, on Facebook, the Soul and Stereo Cypher, the Facebook group, 800 fans. We just come together and just chat and talk all day about the stuff we love. And that's our passion. So I just love y'all because y'all know the good stuff. And we're here to talk about good stuff.
Yes. So, how about you tell the folks what song you picked to talk about today and if you remember the first time you heard it?
Absolutely. So today I am so happy to share Kelly Price's debut single, Friend of Mine. Yes. I meant to pull the CD off. My boy got it.
Yes.
Elise
So
got me this. That's why I'm hyped, because Elise got it for me for my birthday. So yeah.
I was about
I
to
love
say,
it so much.
I was about to say, very beautiful, knowledgeable, awesome lady. Got you
A
that
woman with good
record.
taste. She got good
Yes.
taste. Whoever
Yeah,
who pulled
That
that
come
part.
video.
on, yes. Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
So yeah, y'all, this song means so much to me. On Soul and Stereo, we just celebrated a few weeks from this recording, 25 years since this album dropped. The album, JR just shared, is my favorite R&B album of all time, all time. I absolutely adore this album. And the single that comes behind it really kind of geared me up for that. So I'm gonna take y'all back to 1998 and remind you of how the things were going down. I was driving one day and I hear this song. I mean, I have never heard vocals and passion that was coming from this song, y'all. And I didn't know who it was. Because, see, now this is 98. Songs would play on the radio unless the DJ told me who it was. I'm like, who is this? My friends and I, we call her the Faith Lady because she sort of sounded like Faith Evans, but we didn't quite know who she was because we couldn't get it. We didn't realize this was the same voice that was behind hits from Bad Boy, that was on More Money, More Problems, and Feels So Good, and was doing Mariah vocals. We didn't know. We didn't know. So when we got the video, and I could see, actually, let me back it up before we even get there. So I found out this is Kelly Price. Like, okay, this is my new fave. I got to find out more about this woman. This is pre-Google, y'all. This is pre-Google. We didn't know.
Come on.
We didn't know. So I'm listening. The single dropped. So me and a friend of mine, no pun intended, we went to Camelot Music. Shout out to the Camelot Music. We went to Camelot Music.
Yes.
I'm like, we finally gonna see who this mysterious woman was because I still hadn't seen her face. Now, if you recall, you can Google right now and see what the single cover was. It was just like KP, some big old sunglasses, and that's it. It had no face. I'm like, why does this woman exist? Like, I can't. Where is she? I wanted to know her. I wanted to hug her. I like, she's so incredible. Eventually, we got the video and we got the the remix, and I actually got to see her with my own eyes. And then the album dropped, and the album just blew away all expectations. I've said many times that I feel like she is the closest. Now, hold me to it. She is the closest our generation got to an Aretha Franklin. Her vocals are that powerful. The passion is so much there. And I wish, even though this album was successful, the single was successful, man, she could have gave us so much more. Should have went quadruple platinum. Incredible record, incredible single, y'all.
It's so crazy. When I first heard it, I was just like you. I was like, yo, I heard that voice before. Again, I'm one trying to find something familiar. So I heard that voice before, and I was like, this is some gospel, because just the drums alone, she was a friend. It was like, whoa, like, so I was like, yo, who is this? So loving the record. People wasn't even saying who the artist was. Nothing.
No.
You was getting nothing. And I'm like, yo, who is this? So finally they was like, it's Kelly Price. I was like, oh snap, the girl that was singing with Mariah, because Mariah loved giving the Price sisters they love. So I was like, oh, that's Kelly. She's singing like this. Oh yeah, I need to go get this single. I went to go get the single. She ain't on the cover. I'm like, what like what is going on? But what was her executive? I forgot his name. Harlan Hicks or something like that.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah. He was just like, we want to focus on the voice. That's all we want to do. We don't want no image, no nothing. We want to focus on the voice. And there was nothing, no video. And this is the time video just pop in. Like, seriously, no video, no nothing. I'm like, well, damn, is this all we gonna get? Just a single and that's it? And Kelly ain't gonna do no performances, no nothing. And but the song's dope to me. I loved it. So I loved it because it's so gospel, because Kelly got that in her voice. It's just, so for you to say she's the closest to Aretha Franklin, I'm with you as far as the power that she had. There wasn't nobody singing like her. When they came out, no. And like y'all said, faith-ish. because you know Faith give you them gospel Clark sister ish. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so you get that, but then when you got to Kelly, it was like that power. It was just like, look, whatever friend did her dirty was petty, because baby, she cannot sing like that. Oh God, I loved it. I love the record. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So Ed, confession.
Uh-oh.
I don't love this song. Not because of Kelly. Not I know, gas. But I was on this show because I
No,
hate
we
to
keep
watch shows
it.
that you see people and it's like, you don't like that record. Like, you ain't got the lie to kick it, right?
Right. You ain't got the lie, Craig. Come on.
I like everything about it musically. Her voice, the church keys, church drums, all that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the content of this song. But I don't generally like songs like this. So I'm consistent.
Right.
And it's funny to me that she, ended up covering Shirley Murdoch as We Lay, because I don't like that song either. So I just don't like songs like that. Just like I don't like Boys Mine because of that. Like stuff like, I don't know, it's triggering. That's what it is. They trigger me.
I definitely understand the triggering, because there are a few songs, especially I was talking to a few friends last weekend about some songs that were like really popular, and it was like, oh, it wasn't a song, they were talking about Insecure. A friend of mine is rewatching Insecure, and he was like, man, I couldn't do it because that stuff is triggering. So as a reviewer, I can listen to a song and kind of pull away from those personal aspects and just listen to it from a technique perspective.
Yeah.
But man, if it's something that hits personally, I can understand being like, she left with my man. I ain't trying to hear that when that like may have happened. Lied and cheated.
You lied. Took all I had. Damn.
You took all I had. So I can definitely understand when that comes in. I will agree though. I love the original. The remix is the one that everybody loves. Now that one is all right, but I didn't like that nearly as much as the original.
And you know another thing, I was actually mad at this song for a second, for a quick second, and it's the stand that I am, because I was a Brandy head, so I love The Boy Is Mine, and The Boy Is Mine was running that. Kelly topped this when they were sitting there and became the #1 record, and I was like, man, what? Oh, I was like, damn, the song is good though. I can't hate on it. It wasn't like a whack song that was just like, man, that became #1. But then I'm like, Kelly's singing her ass off. I can't even deny this shit. Like, look, and she stayed there for like 5 weeks. And I was like, at first I'm like, man, The Boy Is Mine is killing it. This is gonna be it. That's why at least can't stand it. Like, she cannot stand that at all. So that's what me and her was going back and forth a couple of days ago. I was like, sis, this song topped The Boy Is Mine. She was like, 2 songs that I just, but she didn't go on, but I was just like, I was mad at for a quick second. I was like,
but I'm glad that she knocked them out, because like I'm a Kelly fan down hard.
Yeah,
it's just
you are.
Song, it just triggers something in songs like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
you good now. The remix, like you were saying, Ed, the remix. I see what the remix did, because it obviously brought the song a little bit more, and that's what they focused on, because who's on it. Right. You know what I mean? So that was the focus. All right, we got R. Kelly and we got Ron Wisely. All right, let's make this work. We on some down low is what we had at first with them two. Right. And then this brought it back to that again. So it was like, all right, I get it. We get a whole video. Hype Williams probably extra charged them like out of the ass for this video. Because Hype Williams was taking people budgets. Are you what?
You already know. In 98.
98, he had belly to pay for too.
What? Yes, he was making Marvel money. Y'all ain't ready for that 98 Hype Williams.
Not at all. Not at all. He was like, we got Kelly. Kelly is hot right now. We got R. Kelly is hot. And Ron Ozzy got a little of that OG money. I'm about to take all this in this video budget. For real. Like, all of it. Like,
Yeah. Now, I didn't love I ain't really like the remix that much, but like you said, Joe, I like what it did for her. It was very smart marketing. To keep that whole Mr. Biggs thing going on. I thought it was very smart because and it allowed her to have a damn video.
Right.
Yes, that's why I was like, where's my video? I wanted a video for the original. It really bothered me on the project that so many of the singles were just remixes. We had this one, we had the Secret Love remix with JD, which was again all right, but nowhere near as good as the original.
Yes.
Like I just wanted the original video for the original song. That's all I wanted. But I mean, good for them. It was cool. I felt a little bit of a way because I felt like Mr. Biggs and R. Kelly were kind of taking a little bit of Kelly's shot on the song. I wanted more Kelly.
Agreed.
So that's one reason why I'm kind of like about it. But I mean, it's a classic song, so it's cool.
Yeah.
I wish at least you would have got a video just of her on stage, like just a performance video. That would have been cool. Or a live video, something like that, to like really show off them shots because she'd have showed out. So yeah.
Because that's a dope. When you looking at those, when I think of this song, to be honest with you, I don't think of the remix. A lot of people do, but I don't. I think of the original version. That's why I love when she did it at the Apollo. I mean, the background singers could have did a little better, but she did it at the Apollo. She did it that other performance where she wearing a black outfit and she just singing for blood. And I was like, that could have been the video, like right there. Like we didn't need nothing else. This song was it hit. So you got what you wanted. You focused on the voice worked. Let's do a video. But y'all wait for the remix. And obviously she got to do it when she tour, and that's when the crowd participation comes in and all that. So like y'all said, it was great marketing, but we could have got a video. And while we talking about this, at least it's not on you. This is on Def Jam. How y'all gonna give us the 4-minute and 16-minute version on the vinyl? How dare y'all? Like, are you serious? We could not even get the 5-minute and 29-second version. Are y'all crazy?
Nope.
And then, guess what they didn't do on this? Yes, I'm going. Oh, I'm sorry, Callie. I got to go. Oh, they don't have "Don't Say Goodbye" on the vinyl.
They don't.
No.
What?
No.
I did not know that.
No, yes. It goes from Secret Love to Kiss Test to Soul of a Woman, You Complete Me, side 1. That's it. Yeah.
See, that's raggedy.
That is an audacity because see, everybody got jokes for me in my old head, my CDs. I will forever keep them because they got the joints on them. I cannot believe they
ain't got Lord of Lords.
That's one of the best songs on the record.
They ain't got Lord of All on here either. Nope.
And she killed that. She took it to the roof.
That's why I was like, how y'all on the vinyl only give us a 4-minute? Because Kelly goes off at the end of that 5-minute version.
Ballistic.
Yes. I was like, could get a recording of her just doing that? Like, for real. Like, she just went nuts. I think Stevie J and J Dub and them probably was like, do we need it? Like, you're just staring at her because she just basically, is that her sister on background? Just her and her sister, right?
That's it. Yeah, it's just her and the sister that I know of. I should have looked it up before.
I think so. I ain't that many people. Oh yeah, it's a background vocals from Kelly and her sister. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
And they sound like a choir. The heck?
Yes. Good Lord, can you imagine? See, and I'm gonna go on my old head rant. Go to solarstereo.com because I don't want to get y'all in trouble.
Go, please, go.
I'm gonna need these vocalists today. We were so spoiled in 98, 95, 94. We had 2 and 3 women sounding like the Mississippi Mass Choir. I can't with the mumbling and whispering, y'all. If you want to bring vocals to the table, I need them rich. I need them powerful. I need them diverse. Don't be coming with no mumbling and humbling. These little hummingbirds. I can't.
Yeah, because you can have a sweet voice, but I just don't need the whispering, like you said, or the mumbling. I don't mind because it is the singers I hear that just have a very sweet voice, but it has a nice, rich tone to it. That is fun. But all that other, like, I just can't believe of how the kids accepted a whole crop of those kind of artists. I understand, like, a few here and there. We had some mumbly, whispery people too that we like, a couple few.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for it to take over the whole mainstream genre of it, that's so weird to me. And like you said, diverse. 90s, we had all different kind of voices, all different kind of performance styles, all different, aesthetic styles and everything. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Because
can't
like you
tell
said,
nobody from nobody today.
no, not what?
there you go. You can't distinguish. That's a good
Mm-mm.
point. I don't know.
Because in 98, we had so many, like you had Kelly, you had Faith, you had Brandy, you had Monica, you had all these girls, and they did not sound the same, and their sounds wasn't the same either. And we know that
Absolutely not.
Kelly and Faith came from the same background, the church, all that. But they did not sound alike. You knew, and hello, when they did Heartbreak Hotel with Whitney, you realized that then. It was like, no, they don't sound alike at all. But now we listen to I don't know who is who. And hell, I'm doing R&B bangers, and I'd still be like, who's this again? And who's this again? Like, it's bad. Like, it's bad. But a lot of people try to hate on us and say we're the older ones now, and we're the uncles and aunties. But it's like, no, y'all not understanding what we're trying to say. We're not saying that it's bad, but we also saying, we need some balance, I should say.
Exactly. See, I can speak to the aunties and uncles because I am Uncle Ed. But when it comes to this, look, I remember my uncles and I remember in 2000 when I started working in my professional job, there were a lot of old heads there, and I was listening to Faith, and this dude was like, "Man, Faith can't sing." And I was like, "What? Faith Evans can't sing? What?" But he is using the metrics of the 60s to measure her. So it wasn't so much she can't sing, it was that she was not bringing to the table that those legends were bringing.
Right.
Fast forward to 2023. When we say these folks can't sing, the problem is they aren't bringing the metrics. But whereas a Faith Evans had all of the tools, they just weren't delivering it in the way that he liked. They ain't got the tools in general. So when it comes to it, I am not mad at diverse sounds. I'm not mad at these things where it's like, okay, I'm going to speak to my experiences. I don't want a 20-year-old artist sounding like Deborah Cox or Maya or whoever in 19, Tamia. Like, that's a different generation, which is cool. But I need the fundamentals, y'all. I'm not getting the fundamentals. So, and that's what's kind of bothering me in the game right now.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Because there is no fundamentals at all. You can tell. And when we did our episode with Muse and Steph, and he said a lot of these girls can sing, but they're not giving it because the powers that be don't want them to give it. And it's also the fact that they know that what's gonna sell. So they're like, all right, we're gonna give the bare minimum. And that's it. Mm-hmm. But go see them live. You be like, well, damn, where was this on the record? Like, what happened? You know what I mean? Like, that's when Muse was like, it's a couple of artists that he got with. He was like, man, they ain't giving you nothing. And he went to the tour and he was like, wait, whoa, what was this? And then he was like, the labels are like, no, tone it down a little bit. And it's so crazy because I think about, you talk about like the 60s and the 70s. I think about like Stephanie Mills, how they told her, you were too black. You need to tone it down a little bit and all this kind of stuff. And now we in the space that they really got to tone it down. You know what I mean? This is like, why? Like, let the talent show. You know what I mean? And it also could be a race thing if we gonna go there too. So.
Oh, we can go there too because that's plays
in well, at least big on that. At least do not care. But at the end of the day, we get to there and because you could get a white girl that comes out and sounds freaking giving you vocals for days, but let a sister girl come out and do the same thing. She's not gonna get the same love as be like, oh, that white girl can blow. She can blow. Like, oh, she dope. Wait a minute, you got another girl over here, but they not giving her the same push. They not doing any of that. Right. Elisa's like, hi, I'm here. Because we could have some Kelly Prices. We need more of this. To be honest, I think we need more her and we need more Faith. And we need all these girls that we had in the 90s they were vocal arrangers too. That's another thing. they would arrange their vocals so well. And Kelly, coming from that Mariah, who Mariah loves to vocal arrange, Kelly took it on and did her own thing with it. And then that same thing with Faith. It's just like, yo, just the basics, y'all. Just I'm a background head. So for me, I'm like, who's singing these backgrounds? That's why I had to ask, like, was it her and her sister, or was it her and her sister somebody else? Because they sounded like a choir, but it's just them two.
It's just two. And I hate that we're in this space where people are saying, well, you know, the fans won't accept it, blah, blah. Fans will accept what you give. If you give them top quality stuff, they will embrace it. If you give them lesser than, and that's all they know, then they're going to roll with lesser than. But I guarantee you, if some of these popular artists today, I'm talking about, and no shade, I'm talking about like the Scissors and whoever that's like doing it real big on the charts right now. If you did something with them and you took them to another level, their fans are not going to tune out. They're going to be like, oh, she killed that. So allow them to bring a different level of artistry to it. But we won't see it because that's a whole other thing I'll be getting into. We'll be going this for an hour. But like they want to have our artists in the box because it's easier to churn out this stuff that can be quickly ready-made. And we don't get the rich, diverse talent that we had in 98. Drives me crazy, y'all.
Is you see how our rappers will go back to them. You see, even though, you know, Kanye getting on my nerves, but anyway, you see he went back and got Kelly. He was like, I need a gospel vocalist. Yes. He got her and brought Kelly back. He could have got them new girls. He could have been like, well, yeah, let me get one of y'all. They getting these girls that can sing. Wale went back and got Kelly. Like, everybody know the deal. Like, yo, we want them vocals. So I'm like, if your rappers is doing it, why y'all just, again, it's the powers that be. And I think that's why we need more executives in there that really love this and really understand this. But again, it's always been about the money, but it seemed like now the art is completely lost. Because like you said, Ed, the fundamentals is not even there anymore. And that's what bothers me as a music lover, because that's what I love. I'm loving I'm looking at liner notes because that's what used to get me. I'm like,
yes,
the background is, and who's playing this, and who's doing this, who's the producer of this, who's this. You don't even care about that no more because you listening like, well, damn, they all sound the same, so ain't they the same damn producer? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm like, shit, who is who? Like, I'm like, I don't know this producer, I don't know this one, I don't know this one, you know what I mean? Because that time, and I want to say that Stevie J was working with vocalists, yo. Mind you, he was doing hip-hop at the time, but he was working with vocalists. He working with Mariah. He was working with Dave Hollister. He was working with Kelly Price. He working with vocalists, but he's sitting there working with Big and Mace and all them. But he's still working with vocalists. And I feel like, and maybe this might be wrong to say, maybe our new producers just don't know how to work with no vocalists.
I think that you nailed it. Again, we have a lot of people in the industry who have not been trained to do that. Can you imagine a Kelly Price debuting in 2020? What they gonna do with her? Who gonna do anything with that? She's gonna be singing them out the studio. Nobody's gonna know how to arrange. Nobody's gonna know how to produce. So what they're gonna have to do is put her in a box and try to make her sound like Rihanna or SZA or somebody, because that's the only way that they know to sell. We are dumbing down our talent and we're losing the receipts. And that's why I'm really getting a little worried, because when the recipes start getting lost, some of the things that make Black music what it is getting lost. We got to hold on to this. Y'all, we got to hold on to it. I don't like the way we're moving.
I don't either. Damn. Dude, just drop it.
Yeah, drop the mic, Nick. Uncle Ed dropped the mic.
You know what I'm saying?
Auntie Elisa's just listening. Like what I hear. I agree.
It's the truth.
I have nothing to add. I agree.
Yes, because it just, that's why I'm like, I'm so glad we got to talk about Kelly, because I don't think she get her just due either.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This ain't. I mean, this. I've said this is my favorite album, but this is far from her only banger. Mirror was good. The Priceless album, that ain't even on streaming no more. That's back there.
Yes. I wanted to ask why.
I like Mirror.
Mirror is dope. Married Man Playing Games. Oh, that's my song.
I like Mirror,
but better than Solo Woman. It's close,
Ooh,
but
ooh.
I that song it just
A
hit
lot
me,
of people say that. I've been seeing
and
that.
it and a lot of it is I don't like this song lyrically. A lot of it is I I like a lot of the songs lyrically too, in addition to the singing.
Yeah,
She hit
Mirror
some
Mirror is
she
great.
hit some nerves, but it didn't trigger. She hit some emotional things. See, friend of mine, it triggers me and makes me angry. But some of the other things like you should have told me, it kind of hits me like in a like more of a introspective kind of
Right.
you know, in that kind of way.
Yeah.
Friend of mine, I'd be
I
mad.
feel
I'd be
you.
like, why she do that to her friend?
But I feel you. That's what my wife says the same thing about You Should Have Told Me. I mean, even I know we were talking about As We Lay a little bit earlier on, like that one kind of hits you differently too. But Kelly is able to just really speak to different perspective and experiences of Black women in ways
Yeah.
that we don't see today. Another thing, I know y'all like, oh, here he go talking about the young. I love the youngins when they do right, but I don't like them when they don't do right. But I
Right.
don't like when we focus on one thing. Everything is my man sucks. I hate my man. Hate my man, hate my man. Okay, you can hate him, but let's get different levels of it. You should have told me, friend of mine, as we lay. That's all problematic men, but they were different perspectives of it. It wasn't just the same you yelling like you do an Instagram post, because that's what all it sounds like to me. Like, let's get some artistry in this, and we can have the ups and downs of love. Kelly has done that so well across all of her albums.
Yeah, she has. Yes, she has. But I mean, on Soul of Woman, you got a song like You Complete Me. Like that
Mm.
enough. You know what I'm saying? Her and Deron went off. You hear me?
Oh, you
What?
look, Deron was at his peak at that point. Oh my God. That's
Woo!
another one that should have. Where was the video for that? I need a video for that. 112 was super high.
And they all kind of around the same team because it was like they
Right.
worked together. It was all around the same team. That could have been a dope video. We could have had one of the good singers of 112. Ooh,
All right now. I go,
I knew that was coming. That
you
train is
ready?
never that train ain't never been late.
oh my. Let me sip my water. Let me sip it. Because y'all
Yeah. I'm
Yes,
just saying we could have had a dope
they are
ass
very
video.
famously that's not his group.
I like
No.
two people in that group, and that's it.
But
I,
I love
I already
112
know
though.
which two you like. I know I
Yo,
love
oh yeah,
112.
and you know, you know.
I love 112. I ain't gonna get into it. But like I love 112. I
Me
gotta
too.
shout out my boys. Even the two you don't like, they my boys.
I mean, look, they would look, but again, they all four of them. They needed all four of them to make 112. I ain't even gonna lie with
Yeah.
that one. But we could have got a video for You Complete Me. I love it, but again, like you said, it wasn't all heartbreak, 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 heartbreak. Like on Mirror Mirror, she opened the album when You Give Good Love, like off
Yes.
the break.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, but
Mhm.
she went into like You Should Have Told Me, and you know, it's like the little things she was talking about, like all that. Like to me, I think the balance we're missing here, because now it's just like I don't know. This generation just sad. It's like a dark cloud. Like it's like
Yes. Sad and
oh
toxic. Sad and toxic. Look, I went to a friend of mine had a bachelor party in Vegas last week. We went to the club. I brought my old tail to the club. I ain't been to the club probably since '98. Everybody just standing there. I'm like, why we ain't turning up? Ain't nobody, their song come on, they just do this with a drink in their hand. They just doing this. Like, where's the energy? Is everybody's toxic or they bored? Like, nobody turning up, nobody getting emotional, nobody bringing it. And that reflects in the music. And I know it's just the generation, it's just the time. Music reflects the time. But
yes.
man, I like when we told some stories. I like when we got excited, heartbreak, happy. I'm in love. I'm not in love. Not just like everybody so. I
Yeah.
can look at the news and see that, y'all. Give me something different.
It's so confusing because the younger folks, like my goddaughter and stuff, like they're like, "Yeah, we gonna turn up." Last night was a movie. Well, that movie sucked.
That movie was boring.
Turn
I
Up.
was at the movies. I
That's
was
one of the
asleep.
4 hour long Jack Snyder cut shit. Like what? John. Like like you said, a song they saw come on, they just I saw come
Yep.
on, we would literally run to the floor.
Yes, we
If you
did.
weren't already out there. I ain't never run to the floor because I ain't never leave the floor. But
Right, I ain't never
in
leave.
theory,
Right,
I would have ran. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Or if you singing along even to a ballad, you see how people go crazy. Our generation, when a ballad come on, we singing loud, maybe off key. It don't even matter. Like these guys is just like, and you like
Let
that's
Fantasia come on. This grown man will be singing. You don't want to talk to me? Go ahead and free yourself. I'm a grown man. I will sing that if that come on.
hello.
Now it's just
You see how crazy we go. If they would put on this song, a friend of mine, we would start singing and going nuts. You see what
I'd
I'm
be on the
saying?
floor. Yes.
Right. But these now they just like they'll just sing and be like, oh, that felt so good. You didn't move. Like, what the hell you talking about? Like, I'm like, you didn't move. You just was that's it? Like, nah, man. That's why it'd be funny. Like when me and Elise went to what was the festival, Elise? We just went to when you came out here.
Oh, the Afram, the
Yes,
Juneteenth.
yes. That's so we was back there and SWV week came on, right? So me and
Mm.
Timothy is just singing all we going off, even though you know how I feel about that record. I'm singing and I'm going off, and then I look around and these kids is kind of looking at me and Timothy like, they really into it. Yes, like what's wrong with you? Like, yes, like we in it, but then they joint come on and they like do, and then that's it. I'm lost. Like I'm confused. Like I'm like, this is how y'all feel a song? Because I'm getting tired of the vibes too. That's another thing. Y'all can have that shit. That vibe shit.
Don't give me another 20 minutes to talk about the vibes. But I do feel like we start to drift out the vibes a little bit. Maybe it's wishful thinking. I feel like I ain't seeing as much vibes, but I was through with the vibes in 2012, so I'm done with the vibes.
But yeah, this is the first generation of music that's like that because even because like the early aughts up to about 15, like the music was high energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It might not have been great or good necessarily, to our, palates, but it was high energy and they still was dancing. It was a new dance every couple weeks, you know, and then so yeah, even that generation right before them, they was jamming too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it's just a sign of the times. It's just I feel like that between the age and just like the reflection was going on in the culture. I just feel like folks just I don't know if folks tired, if they defeated, if they just don't feel everybody broken sad. I don't know. But please Buster come back. Give us a club banger. Somebody give us a
Right,
club banger.
right.
That's all
That's
I want.
true that. True that.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah.
yeah, give me some energy. I mean,
Yes.
as much as I'm not a Chris Brown fan, at least he kept coming out with high energy music. I give him that all fucking day. Like at
Mm-hmm.
least you could bop to it. It might be 30 songs that sound the same, but at least they all a
Oh
bop,
yeah.
you know?
I was telling
I
a
was
friend he
waiting for
got this.
that.
I'm not a big fan, but at least he was I will always give him that. He always put out high energy, danceable,
Right,
fun music. I will give him that all day. Yeah.
right, right.
I'm with you. At the little club we were at, they play Look at Me Now. I was like, all right, I did a little bit of that when Buster came on, but few and far between these days.
I go and I gotta look. Okay.
Oh God. Yeah, this is man. Yeah, I'm so glad we got to talk about this because I love Kelly and ain't nobody picked the Kelly song. So when you said now Eddie, you got to come back for an album because we can't just get you for a song.
You already know.
you got to
I
come
got
back for
about
an
50
album,
million
yo.
behind me.
I
I'll
see
close my
you.
eyes and pick one, and we gonna get on one, and we will do that, and we
I'm
will act
with
up.
it. I'm so with it. I'm so with it. Yes.
Yes. So, and how about you tell folks, you talked about a little at the beginning, but just remind folks how they can find you, and just a little bit about your platform. It's your turn.
Absolutely. So soulandstereo.com is where you can go and see me wild out and just wild out like we've just been doing with the R&B representatives, just having fun and celebrating the music that we love. Soulandstereo.com. gmail.com. If you are on YouTube, you can go to YouTube/Soul and Stereo. You'll find videos there. You can go to the website. We're on Medium. Twitter is Edward Bowser. Instagram is Edward Bowser. Twitter is ET Bowser. And on Facebook, the Soul and Stereo Cipher. Just throw it in the search bar. You'll find a group, 800 or more fans, just talking like we talking right now, just having fun, talking about the days where the music was dope and looking for better days. Hopefully we're going to get it, y'all. We pray for better days. We playing for better days. But thanks so much for allowing me to come on, y'all. This was a blast. I got to talk about my girl, and I think Kelly is just an artist that deserves so much more love, and I'm always happy to give it to her.
Yes. And we also thank everybody that checks us out every week, sometimes multiple times a week. We love y'all. We think of our fans as family. So bring us some more cousins so we can have a nice family reunion, cookout / where we got high energy. We're going to run to the dance floor, all that stuff. And
Please.
we will have a nice little cousin party. But yeah, we appreciate everyone. Subscribe, like, share, tell folks about us. And yeah, we'll catch y'all on the next Catch That.
All right, y'all.